Today's teens and adolescents are so engulfed and obsessed with how they look on social media and how they appear to the public eye. There's selfies, there's let's see how many retweets this can get, how many likes, and I'll do some crazy challenge. And with the positivity and the people who were commenting and saying, yes, you go, girl, you look so gorgeous, you look so beautiful today, I'll retweet this, I'll like this, I want to see how you feel about me, tell me what you think, TBH. There's also some backlash. There's always going to be someone who comments and says, ew, your eyeliner's running a little bit, or your eyes look a little bit small, etc., etc. And there's going to be one person that says, I don't care what you think about me, but here's what I think about you. Today I want to talk about why you should always love yourself inside and out, and how you can overcome and overpower the backlash that's handed to you. According to stopbullying.gov, the leading cause of adolescent suicide is bullying. And the Child Mind Institute says that so many kids are wrapped around and obsessed with constantly being on social media for hours because we are highly attuned to social cues, meaning that we're always searching for acceptance and we want people to notice us, we want them to look at us, and it doesn't matter if we have to do something bad or something good, something so that people will notice us. I'd like to talk about a personal experience I've had. When I was in middle school, there was a kid who always bullied me, and he always made fun of one thing or another, and it was always that my cheeks were too fat, or that my nose was too wide, my lips were too thin, my eyes were too small. I had a reversible coat that was blue on one side and white on the other. He called me a marshmallow when it was on the white side, and a blueberry whenever I switched it to the other side, because of that sole purpose. Later on, I started getting into makeup, and I got really good at it. I started feeling a little bit better about myself. The same old Brad comes along and says, you're wearing too much makeup. And it made me feel even worse about myself, because not that I tried to hide my insecurities or my flaws with makeup, but it did make me feel better. It made me feel like I looked prettier. And so I struggled with that for a while, and I still do struggle with body issues and the way that I look and the way I appear to people, because of course we're always trying to impress someone. No one's going to 1000% not care what people think. But I just decided today that I would take the time to maybe try to fix a little of my imperfections and hopefully gain a little bit more confidence than what I've been losing lately. So I'll try to tone down the makeup for you, Brad, but a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do to look good and make sure that my flaws are hidden. So, one time I was told that I had some acne, so we're going to take that and we're going to just cover that up with this cream paint in the color white. It's almost Halloween, so I thought it'd be fitting to look like a ghost. Wow. Who knew? All of these years I've been walking around looking like a acne goddess. Who knew that I could look like a pale princess? Come on. Alright, what is another thing I've been struggling with lately? That would be my lips. So I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to hope for some bigger ones. Don't worry, once again, I'm not going to put on too much makeup. You'll barely be able to notice. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Who knew that I could do that. With the swipe, you know, we got a little bit on the outside, but it's fine. It just looks like I'm smiling. Always looking like I'm unimpressed, and random men on the street are always telling me to smile, sweetheart. Here's to you, Papa. Another thing I was teased for was my insanely chubby cheeks. They're just so... See if I can take just a tiny bit of this. I don't need much, you know. Just enough to cover how fat my face is. Oh gosh, yeah. Tons better. My eyes, too small. Gotta fix that, I forgot. See if we can make them a little bit bigger. Okay. Whoa. Who is she? That is not the same person. Oh my gosh. One more thing I need to change is this big fat nose of mine. I forget. Brad always said it was a little too wide. Just one stone in the middle should really bring out and elongate it. I think I'm finished. I've never looked so beautiful. Thank you for bringing me to light, Brad. Gosh. Perfect. I'm perfect. I can't go back to how I was before. You know, all jokes aside, I made this to be funny little commentary, and I was just trying to use my struggles as an example of why we should not care what other people think, because in the long run, you have to love yourself first in order for other people to love you and appreciate you. And as I stated before, no one's going to 100% not care what other people think about them, but try to put the positive people in front of you and the negative people behind you, and I promise in the long run, you'll end up appreciating yourself and loving yourself so much more. I'd like to end that on a note of one of my all-time favorite drag queens on RuPaul's Drag Race. Her name is Kim Chi, and she said that all through life she struggled with being classified as the weird fat art kid with a strong lisp and a strong accent. Well, now she can add the fact that she's a drag queen, a man in a wig, a man that wears makeup, a man in a dress, whatever you may call it. And she can add that to her list of successes because now she's a social media icon and superstar. So, you know, take everything that people say about you, all the negative things that people say about you, and transform that into something positive, something that you love. Make them watch you succeed. Don't care what other people say about you just to get a couple hundred likes on the internet, because in the long run, you're going to have supporters, you're going to have your friends, you're going to have your family, and that's all that really matters.